Well, good morning, everyone. In the name of George, Yao, and me, Gustavo, we want to present you our team project, sharing the story of extreme sailing. We want to thank our client, Open Sport Management, from now on OSM, the scientific committee, and the audience. What is Ocean Master? Ocean Master is the IMOCA 60 World Championship. What this is about? It's a series of competitions that happens across the ocean. It could be solo or double-handed. It can last few days or several months. In this case, it could be until 4 months. Because it's conditions, extreme conditions, it's considered extreme sailing because the endurance and all what it's intake. For us, we consider the Formula 1 of the sea. Some numbers regarding this. In the cycle 2013-2014, there were 5 races with different lengths and different levels of difficulties. 38 skippers affiliated, mostly of them French, but they managed to reach 8 nationalities. And they have 8 cities acting as departure or arrival. Among these cities, we can highlight New York and Barcelona. So imagine being in a boat, alone or with a partner, in a boat of 18 meters tops, alone in the ocean, crossing the ocean in a competition with waves bigger than this room, in all across the world. So for us, this competition is really unique.
Through our observation, we understood that the situation is complicated and that OSM is facing some issues. So first of all, there is a lack of spectators' engagement. To give you an example, in Barcelona, the Barcelona World Race organizing committee set up a YouTube channel and did some live broadcasting every day. But they had a maximum 14 followers. So imagine all these setups for just this a small amount of people following. Then, for example, another example is Twitter. Austrian Masters, had 1,200 followers when we started our research. Our very famous Dr. Sport Santé already have 2,500. So we're just here to highlight that maybe there is a problem regarding this big brand. Second problem is the brand awareness. I personally started to talk to my friends, to the member of my sailing club, and also my federation. Nobody knew about it. So imagine the friend of Zhao in China, George in Brazil, or the friend of Gustavo in Venezuela. Especially the one who are stuck on football. The third problem is the coordination with the other stakeholders. We had the chance to go to Barcelona to meet them. We understood that there are a lot of stakeholders, but they also have a lot of different interests and motivation. So that makes the coordination very complex. Through this work, we wanted to deliver a communication concept and not a marketing plan. Why? Because Ocean Masters is still a product in development process. They are not ready yet, the positioning is not clear yet, and that's why we want that our communication concept is a tool part of this process. Targets, for example, will be much more specific in the further steps, but for the moment the communication concept is addressed to sailing fans, sailing community, meaning people who has a link with this extreme sailing, sport fans, media, and sponsors. And during the work, we kept in mind 3 goals we had that were to capture, engage, and retain new fans. Concerning the methodology, we had the chance to go to Barcelona and to meet all the stakeholders we had in our stakeholders map. We could talk to them face to face, and it was really interesting to see that they all want to communicate, but that nothing is coordinated. We reinforced that with some observations. We, for example, spent a bit of time on the harbor of Barcelona next to the boat to see what's the reaction of people, the behavior of people just walking around. Nobody stopped, nobody knew about the boat. When we asked, they didn't know about the race. So there is no hook to attract the public. Then we came back to the books. Less fun, but really interesting. We had some documentation to support why people choose one sport more than another one and why they follow it. Then as a part of the client request, we choose 7 benchmarks with some commonalities with Ocean Masters. like extreme, outdoor, long distance. So we choose Solar Impulse. Why? Because they also have this uncertain arrival and departure. Surfing, because they are able to engage people without TV. Formula One, because they also have those teams to manage. Red Bull Air Race, because they are a new sport, outdoor and extreme. Then we had Rally Dakar, because they are also kind of lost in the middle of nowhere and also facing some technical issues. Then we had UFC, because they were very good in sharing stories. So UFC is Ultimate Fighting, and motocross, because they had a very interesting streaming system. At the end, we wanted to go one step further, so we decided to do a survey. We reached people among 5 continents, different social classes, different age, male, female, and we just asked them very simple questions. Why do you follow a sport, or watch a sport, do a sport, and which sport you follow, which sport you do, and why. And we had a samples of 80 people.
Now, after gathering all this information, our job was to connect the dots. In this case, we went first through the literature review, and we found that Jeffrey Martin in 2009 he managed to establish factors that are related to the sports fan engagement. We wanted to know why people buy shirts, buy tickets, or even they go to stadiums. And he managed to present, among other factors, sports involvement, values perceived, emotional affiliation, and social interaction. Regarding emotional affiliation, Laurence Desart in 2015 also established a study where he concluded that the online engagement with online brands, it's not only with the brands, it's also with the individuals among this community. Regarding social interaction, just one research done in South Korea regarding Sochi demonstrate that the social presence of one sports channel can lead until loyalty and can promote the engagement of the fans. So this was the theory. Then, with our observations, analysis, benchmark, we came up with factors that are related to these factors promoted by the theory. So sport presentation, technology and performance, building personalities, and competition. These together help us to bring a framework that will be the areas that we want to cover among all the activities that we want to propose. In our case, we wanted to present something that will be able to adapt to the stage of development of the product of OSM. Something that matches their needs and help them to develop the engagement of their fans and increase the brand awareness. So the first pillar, we proposed 4 pillars for a job. The first pillar was involvement. Sports fans need to know what is Ocean Master about since the first time they know it, since the first time they touch the brand, and it's something that is not happening now. Then, excitement. It's important that the sport, from research, it should be fun, it should be in a way unpredictable, even on daily basis. It would be needed something that gives emotion to the people. Then, identification. This third pillar regarding this connected to the emotional affiliation needs to build personalities. The brand should reflect something from us, and the way we choose to, or they propose to do it, is building characters among the skippers. When you can see, for example, the good guy, the bad guy, the trendy, the all, and you can feel this sort of identification within the brand and the sport itself. Finally, social master should be a topic to start a conversation. It should give me news, should give me something that I can share with my friends. This, among all the factors that we mentioned before, will give me the increase of awareness that I'm looking for. We were setting up this framework based on these 4 pillars to be flexible and simple. So after all this presentation and what is our concept, let me introduce you our concept. Are you ready? Join the crew. So let's follow Max's journey. Let me introduce you who's Max. Max is a guy who could have different nationalities. He could be in a wide range of age. He could be Max or Maxine too. He could be a sailor or not. He could be a sports fan or not. Max could be whatever person in this room. Can you tell me something more about Max, please?
Sure. So Max, in the morning, decided to drink his coffee, open his newspaper, and see a very nice article about Ocean Masters. Here we want to highlight the importance to have media partnership. And I'm talking about partnership and not sponsorship. There is no exchange of money, but just an exchange of commitment, meaning that the media commit to do some articles, report, and OSM commit to give them the fresh news as a priority.
But with an article is not enough.
Sure, it's not enough, but 1 + 1 + 1 makes a difference. And now Max is driving to town with his car and he sees some very nice posters in the street with nice pictures, quite impressive. So now he's aware of something going on in his city.
So that sounds nice, but what else?
Well, that's why promotion is so important in arrival departed cities. And now he's texting his friend, just asking them if they want to join and to listen to the opening ceremony concert. Here we see that the social event is really working as a hook to bring people to the sport, to the event.
So let's say that now Max is not living on a departure or arrival city, or he cannot go to the event, or he just wants to know more about the sport. It's very important that from the first time he touched the website or whatever information regarding to the brand, make clear what is the sport about. Through this, we will get involvement of the sport spectator. To get this involvement, we believe that they need to share the values of the sport. In this case, the commitment, the amazing landscape they can see, the extreme, the performance, technology, only in this way. And once he receives all this value, the fan will be able to share pictures, video through social media and start a real snowball effect.
But Max, in this case, decided to go to the event, and after the concert, he wanted to have a look on the sailing village. The sailing village is a place where you can meet friends, you can have a drink, you can have lunch, you can do some activities, meet some teams, skippers, and maybe visit a boat. But this is not a common village. This is a village where OSM is giving a framework to the team. Then the team has to build their own character, identity, built on the personality of the skipper, color of the team, or maybe an activity, or the way they want to share the story with their crew.
So which team will choose Max?
Wait, Max will choose AISTS because they are very proud sponsor of a team, and they offer the grinding contest. So Max decided to go there and try this activity. With sharing the technology involvement, Max understands how hard it is to hoist a mainsail in the middle of the ocean alone. So this really reduced the gap between the fans and the team.
So, okay, you convinced Max, but we need more people.
Sure, but Max after that is so happy about his experience, and he did a good score in grinding contest, so he wants to share on social media. So he's now on Facebook, Twitter, and he spread the word, and maybe some more friends want to join and maybe try to challenge him.
Okay, now imagine this in a digital world. Now Max come to his house and he download the app just to get the latest information from OSM, Ocean Masters.
Yeah, but what kind of information?
First, the news. After you choose a team, the app will sort and present you the news from the things that are interesting to you. Not everything, just the things that are related to your team. Even the race organizers can talk to you as a member of a crew.
Okay, but can you maybe check the live results?
Of course, and more than that, we will also provide a dashboard. What will be the dashboard? Will be competitions within the competitions. For example, the fastest boat of the day, or the high speed reach in the ocean. Sort of thing that can be changed in a daily basis.
And can they bet on that with his friends?
It's not for betting. It's not for betting. But he can play and gain points and share with his friend in a fantasy league, gaining points on daily basis. But even if he wants to go a little bit further, he can play a game where based on the daily forecast they receive, they can sail their boat and feel the experience of being a sailor.
Okay, but this is nice, but this is very virtual. What if he wants a taste of real life?
Well, through the app, he also can connect with his keeper, which is his leader. He can send message, receive message from him, receive information. Remember, now he's part of a crew, and now he will be updated by his own team. He's part of a new team member, and he will be updated by them.
Okay, but you know what? More than part of the crew, Max is now part of a sailing club because he really likes it. And he joined the sailing club, and because he's a member, he received an email from his president saying that the next start of the next race will be live broadcasted. So he's really happy to go there, share a great social moment with his friends, and thanks to a very good commentary and a clear sport presentation, Max can understand everything what is going on the screen. So now Max is part of a new community, the sailing fans, and it is a very important target for us Ocean Masters, and they are not touched yet. So that's why with this Yacht Club collaboration, we think it's a good way to reach those sailing fans people. So looks like Max enjoyed his journey. He joined the crew now. He's a proud supporter of AISTS, and he will check the last result, the news, and interact. And now we hope that it's the end of Max's journey, but we hope that it's the start of a new journey for some friends, so that next year Max will bring some friends for the next opening ceremony, and will be not one Max, but many more Max.
Now, what's next? For OSM, first, control. We propose them that they need to align and collaborate with all the stakeholders. What needs to be done here? There will be impact in many stakeholders. Skippers need to be trained if they want to build their personalities. Communications team should receive help and a framework of where to work. Then, even their teams for their race organization may lose control over the races in this process, but there is a framework that should be set up before setting up our proposal. Then, it's important to define the product. Who, when, how, on which channel should be answered, and afterwards answer the KPIs. That to follow with the efficiency of setting up the product as we wanted to position. In our case, our proposal will be playing a role after this step. Then, within the framework and having everybody working in the same direction, we believe that the balance between the creativity of each team with an approach from bottom to top will be the ideal to increase the awareness that we're looking. At the end, this is our objective, increase the awareness to lead for a commercial success. For us, the time's up. For you, it's the time to join our group. Thank you.